Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking tech. Whether I'm journaling, planning and goal setting, working from home in my corporate role, or scrolling on social media, my eyeballs are pretty much glued to a screen for at least some large portion of my day. Over time, I've learned to make my digital life work for me. By creating cozy digital spaces I feel excited to work in, I put more emphasis on using my devices to approach productivity and wellness mindfully. So in today's video, I'll show you how I organize my digital spaces on one of my most used devices, my iPad. Okay, first off, some specs. Fun fact, my iPad is a little on the older side in comparison to today's newer model. It's the third generation 12.9 inch. I've had this since 2019 when I was a senior in college. I originally got it because I was a neuro major taking all the science courses, and it was helpful for taking notes in class as well as annotating PDF versions of our signed literature. I have the second generation Apple Pencil, and can you believe it? This is the same pencil from 2019. I haven't lost it. So fingers crossed, toes crossed, knock on all the wood that remains the case. I also have a paper-like screen protector, Apple's Magic Keyboard, and a stand that I use to prop my iPad up for writing or for easy display when I want to access my recipes while I'm cooking. When organizing my home screen, I'm a fan of a pretty minimal layout. This just creates a little bit more calm when I open up my iPad and helps me with being intentional and staying on task. I use Pinterest for my background and for my app icons. I go for colors that mesh well together, and I love a good sunrise, a good sunset, and a good ocean background. For the app icons in particular, if you just type in, for example, FaceTime app icon nude pink, you'll see a ton of artist icons come up. Sometimes they also have little packs so you can snag a similarly styled icon for a couple of different apps. Sometimes I just come across something random that's cute. For example, my Notion app is just a light bulb rather than a variation of their N icon. Once you download your image to your photos, you can go into your native Shortcuts app, click the plus sign, click Open App, click App, and then scroll to the app of your choice. Click the little eye icon in the upper right-hand corner, click Add to Home Screen, make sure the photo icon is ticked, choose the photo from your camera roll, rename the shortcut to the name of the app, click Done, and there you are. I also use Widgetsmith, which allows you to customize widgets and add them to your home screen in different sizes. As you can see here, I've added a small little clock widget, my vision board, I synced my Google Calendar, and I have a cute little photo. I reach for my iPad pretty much on a daily basis to do a specific set of tasks. So here are my most used apps. First up, of course, you know it's Notion. I use Notion literally on every device to plan just about my entire life. Most of the time, if I'm doing work where I'm also simultaneously doing something else, for example, like video editing, I'll use my laptop, but I'll open up Notion on my iPad if I'm just using Notion to plan or if I'm out in public waiting at an appointment, for example. One example of how I use Notion is for vision board planning, weekly planning, and quarterly/yearly planning and goal setting. I've made 5 pages for myself that take advantage of the database and page connections, so all of these are seamlessly integrated, which makes planning and setting goals pretty straightforward and low-key fun. If you're new to Notion and want to use it to level up your digital planning game, but you don't want to start from scratch, using templates was so helpful for me when I first got started. Like I mentioned in my other videos, I do part of my journaling in Notion, particularly my gratitude journaling in the morning and my reflections journaling in the evening. I like using a keyboard to journal because it seamlessly flows into the next app I have to share, which is Goodnotes. Usually after my gratitude journaling, particularly if I'm in need of a deeper reflection, I'll then switch from journaling in Notion with my keyboard to just journaling in Goodnotes. Goodnotes, if you're not familiar, is a note-taking and document annotation app. There are tons of designers and creators who sell planners and journals of their own that you can just upload into Goodnotes. I'm using the Vision OS journal by the Homebodies. I love the calendar view that you can use to document those quick little jots, but also you have the option to open up a full page. Next up, we have Notability. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that literally the reason I got this iPad in the first place during my senior year of college in 2019 was essentially to take notes and study. I would upload the lecture slides or notes that the professor posted straight into Notability and annotate during the lecture instead of wasting time handwriting everything, so I was actually able to actively digest what was being said, which led to better retention. I've also used it during my Pilates teacher training, so instead of lugging all that paper around when I had my studio days, it was just super easy to bring my iPad in instead. Next up, we have Milanote. I use Milanote to help me lay out concepts visually. For example, when building my website, I enlisted some help to throw up a quick little website, and we're going to iterate on it over time, so this has been super helpful just to quickly sketch the layout and share it with the designer. And I'll be moving soon, so I've been doing some preliminary brainstorming for each room, seeing what we have to work with, what I need to buy, what colors go together. So it's just made the design process intuitive for someone like me who is definitely not a design girly. Moving on, for photo editing and design, I have a little folder on the second page of my home screen. I don't use most of these apps too often, but here I have Lightroom if I'm doing overall photo editing. Procreate I've only used once or twice, doing an overlay for a product photo. Snapseed is honestly just sitting pretty. I don't think I've used it very often. I don't use Facetune too often, only if I need to edit something out of the photo, but I've saved the best for last here, Canva. I love Canva. Everyone loves Canva. I feel like it's so user-friendly and makes designing my thumbnails or other branding material super easy. I pay for it. I use the pro version because I literally use it all the time. I use it primarily on my laptop, but sometimes I'll open it up on here if I need to do some precision work with my Apple Pencil, like if I'm removing some of the background image and need cleaner lines. So there you have it, friends. This is what's been chilling on my iPad. I'm always looking for new apps to try, so let me know what some of your favorites are down in the comments. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing as always. Keep an eye out for my next one. I'll be showing what's on my iPhone. In the meantime, don't forget to stay mindful. Bye.